Hello, this is Dr. Johnson, also known as Dr. Helix, and today I'm going to treat you to some Google autofills. So let's get this going and see what Google really thinks about biology and molecular biology. Is molecular biology the same as microbiology? Oh, that is a good question. In fact, this is something that most people don't know. Molecular biology and microbiology are similar in that microbiologists use molecular biology to study microorganisms. So what is molecular biology? Molecular biology is actually studying how the information in DNA actually gets taken out of the DNA and out of the nucleus if it's a eukaryotic cell like us, or a prokaryotic cell, not a nucleus like a bacterium, and how it actually gets expressed and how it actually affects the organism and how it affects interactions between organisms. Is molecular biology hard? So if you're trying to impress a girl, yes, it's hard. If you're not trying to impress a girl, maybe it's hard. It totally depends on you. So what I have found, and I didn't even realize this until about 2 years ago, is not everyone can visualize molecules and spin them around in their head. Like when someone's describing something, are you the type of person that can see it and say, oh yeah, I see the DNA splitting apart, I see the polymerase sitting on it? If you're not, molecular biology might be really hard for you. If you do, and I think it's a good percentage of people, I don't know if it's a majority or a minority, that can picture these types of things, then it makes molecular biology a lot more fun. Is molecular biology a good major? Yes, it's a good major. Okay, if you want to learn how to actually analyze data and understand things and be a critical thinker and really, have these skills that are super employable, it's an excellent major. If you want to go on and do molecular biology, it's an excellent major. If you want to do the coolest science, then yes, do molecular biology. That's the future of medicine also. Is molecular biology the same as cell biology? No. Okay, cell biology is going to take it up a level. You're going to be talking about cells, organelles, how they work. You're going to maybe get into a little bit of physiology where you're going up to the organ level and stuff like this. Molecular biology, we're going to forget about the mitochondria. Not completely. We're going to forget about the Golgi apparatus. We're not going to talk about that at all unless I get off on a tangent. So cell biology is kind of going up another level. We're studying it at the most fundamental level. Chemists will tell you they're the most fundamental. No, chemists are just messed up. Is molecular biology on the MCAT? That's a good question. They've really made the MCAT a bunch of fluff nowadays. They have added new sections, and I think it's because those students that weren't serious science students weren't doing as well and they weren't getting into medical schools, so they had to dumb it down. But that's just my opinion. Probably not right, but I'm going to stick with it. Is molecular biology good for medical school? Yes, it's excellent for medical school. You're going to spend a couple weeks on molecular biology. Nowadays, if you go into the doctor and they have no idea what's going on with you, a lot of times they'll say, well, let's analyze your genome. Not sequencing the whole thing, but they'll look at SNPs, single changes in your genome that will say, oh, look, you can use less blood thinner than this other person. Or, oh, look, you would be sensitive to anesthetic. We have to use a lot less than. They're going to do molecular biology analysis. They themselves aren't. But understanding these things is going to be huge in medicine. And we already have pharmacogenomics where they prescribe different drugs for you depending upon what genes you have and what's gone wrong in a tumor or other things. So knowing molecular biology is going to be a huge part of medicine in the future if you want to be a competent doctor. If you don't want to be one, fine, major in something else. Is molecular biology required for med school? I don't know. Almost all our students take our sophomore level molecular biology 241, and that's because they need to fulfill certain full semester biology classes, and so that's a default. If it's not required for any particular medical school, it's a great idea for medical school. Is molecular biology the same as genetics? That's a good question. It's close to genetics. So molecular biology is the fusion of biochemistry and genetics. Genetics can be just Punnett squares where you're saying, okay, we have big A allele and little A allele, and you're just doing ratios 1 to 2 to 1. And again, molecular biology is actually looking at the DNA itself now and how it's replicated, how it's used to get the information out of it. And our final question, is molecular biology capitalized? I don't know if you're talking about the word or if you're talking about making some sweet cheddar off of molecular biology, right? Because you can capitalize your knowledge of molecular biology. Biotech startup, that's all molecular biology. No, the word molecular biology itself is not capitalized. If you're referring to a particular class, then you would say, oh, I'm taking molecular biology 441, then you would capitalize it. But no, it doesn't need capitalization. It's cool enough without it. We have had some good Google questions. We've seen that some questions aren't as good as others, but we're not judging. And today, I think we had a lot of fun. I hope all of this gets to stay in the video, even the outrageous parts, but we'll see what happens. So we're gonna say that's a wrap. We'll catch you on the flippity flop. Johnson out.